When I think about what makes Manufactured Landscapes such an effective documentary, it is really the intention of both Edward Bertinsky
Great to be here.
and Jennifer Batchwell in developing this form of media. In a world where negative outcomes like climate change have rightfully been constantly highlighted in a negative way, Bertinsky and Batchwell challenged this norm by offering a truly unique, reflective approach based on this intention. Rather than solely displaying these negatives, they show us how true beauty can be found in the worst of situations. Though they show us these negatives in a positive light in an attempt to motivate us, they never stray from the initial intention. If we can uncover beauty in these negatives, imagine if we all played our parts for true natural landscapes. Manufactured Landscapes attempts to do this by implementing several different camera shots and cinematography elements, including the use of extensive tracking and panning, push-ins and pull-outs from photographic elements, as well as forms of close-ups and focus shots. So let's take a look at Manufactured Landscapes. Oftentimes, the first shot of a form of media is symbolic of the message or point it is trying to get across. There are several notable examples which are representative of the overall themes or key ideas within a form of media. But Manufactured Landscapes approaches this in a different way. Manufactured Landscapes opens with a nearly 9-minute-long dolly of industrial workers at a facility in China, implementing extensive tracking and panning techniques. We hear Bertinsky speak for a line.
One way I can actually talk about nature and kind of bring a certain appreciation for what it represents.
But something that is major here is for viewers to reflect on the visuals and come to a personal realization rather than a forced and direct approach that has been ineffective in the past to take action and have a positive impact on society. Bertinsky said, "What I've always tried to do is to let the work speak for themselves. Let the visuals do the heavy lifting." I think that as an artist, to be too didactic, to be too specific, doesn't work, because I like the idea that you have to grapple with it. This intention is paralleled by Batchwell, which is why they work so well together. This shot sets up transformation. The industrial workers build components that will eventually be distributed around the world. Under this concept of globalization and transformation, it is also effective in setting up the following scene, where the workers line up outside for a shot to display a manufactured landscape. And to the extent a society can go for something as simple as a photograph, speaking volumes to Bertinsky's intention. The idea of personal reflection is indeed present throughout many aspects of the documentary. Another instance is the constant push-ins and pull-outs from photographic elements. The director displays photographs, implementing visual tools. But beyond that, these techniques allow us to process the contextualization of images. For instance, a specific aspect of the photo will be present, with her then pulling out of the figure to demonstrate the setting. However, I also believe that prior to this transition, this is intended to allow us to reflect and make our own assumptions, only to have our worldview expanded because it's beyond what we would ever imagine. Several different techniques such as digital pans and tilts, push-ins and pull-outs, with camera movement playing a major role in the intention. After we understand the setting in context, we can question our own assumptions and take action. This theme of photographic elements altered due to integration with film is effective, with great potential in the future. Bertinsky's breathtaking shots of the Three Gorges Dam, for instance, is one such example. One specific instance of when the camera is focused on the waste recycling that we as the audience recognize, though the zoom out allows us to acknowledge the extent of what is present. And this goes back to the initial theme of intention. The close-up serves a different purpose as well, associating a form of emotion with the close-up and initiating a personal connection to the audience has the potential to be effective in motivating and inspiring them to take action on their part. This approach is unique compared to those prior and within different forms of media, and through this realization, we can come to gain a greater sense of perspective about our role in shaping society. This technique is utilized throughout the film, but one such example is present specifically here. In my perspective, these features within manufactured landscapes have been implemented to achieve the objective of enabling the target audience to reflect and feel motivated to take action and ultimately shape the true landscape of society.